Hi, everyone. Welcome to this edition of Addington News. Darrin, looking forward to another double header this week. Well, let's just go back to last Sunday in particular, because it was Coaster Howe, John Howe's race day. He had a large number of his clients on course, his owners, his supporters, and it's all part of the support from our trainers for these Sunday race days. And of course, this week we've got Ken Barron's Tollerman Lodge. But great to have another trainer. In fact, he was the first trainer to get behind this right when we're in the middle of in COVID.
Yeah, look, Coaster worked with us to sort of come up with the idea. We've embellished it with a whole lot of things, big screen ads for them and some social media that's available to them and things like that. But part of our strategy here at Addington is to encourage trainers to have client functions and to assist them with doing so. And they're not easy because you're trying to provide some entertainment, some food and some drinks and a venue, which is difficult to do at other places where you're honestly going to be charged a fair bit of money for doing it. So we're trying to help them with that. The fees that we take off them are relatively modest for the whole thing. And really there's a bit of fun in it, Greg, not only with the activity, the winning owners bar, getting photos taken, looking after their owners and their supporters, but also the ability to add some flavour to some of the race names. And Coaster really had a bit of a go with that last week. Ken Barron this week with Tollerman Lodge has looked after a number of his clients that already have their own businesses, and some of those are named after that. But there's also the likes of Paul Howlett, Paul Whisty. There's a number of people involved, and I think Ken really struggled trying to cut them back, if you like, because he had a few options.
Yeah, we've got an 8-race card on Sunday. Just on Sunday too, we've got the traditional roast available. We mentioned it last week, and I'm looking forward to hooking into a couple of those just quietly.
Yeah, look, that's up on your screen now. $19, extender price, obviously, with a panhead beer, but a pork roast on a cold Sunday is not the worst thing as part of the offering that's in Spectators with the rest of the menu. So it's proving pretty popular, obviously, as you would expect during the winter months.
Yep, the National Amateur Driver Series was completed on Sunday. It was won by Barry White. He got a bit emotional too. Barry, he loved it. The 10 drivers, they started out at Cambridge, came to Addington Friday night in those two final races. He won 2 of the 4 races and finished third with a Santana Mac in the last one. So deserved to grab the title, which has been going since 2005.
Yeah, absolutely. We appreciate all the support from trainers and owners putting horses into those races for the amateurs. They do a lot of work in behind the scenes, and many of them, of course, Greg, heavily involved in ownership and either training 1 or 2 or assisting stables or the like. So another wing to our industry, and one that has worked well for us over the years, I think, and the New Zealand Amateurs were happy to be able to host it and have a presentation and things out the front for them. Exciting stuff. So if you like, we go from the amateur drivers champs and start to look forward to New Zealand Cup meeting. More information as we move forward in the next few weeks. We're in the throes of the last couple of discussions around release dates for tickets. We'll start with hospitality, move to the areas on course like the Quaddie on the green area that will go on sale, and then into the GA. But we'll come back in the next couple of weeks. We're already getting a lot of inquiries about when they will go on sale, so we'll let people know in the next few weeks.
All right, let's get into the preview. If you want to have a decent play on Friday night and you don't want to watch the whole preview, Franco Sinatra's got to be incredibly hard to beat. It's basically in the same grade of race that it won last time. So that's race 6, number 7. You're not going to get a lot there. And the other horse I thought was a cracking bet was Obsession, race 8, number 8. She's quality. She just ended up in the wrong spot. Both of her races to date this campaign, I think she'll be winning race 8. So, yeah, let's get into the full preview, though. We've got 10 on Friday night and, of course, 8 on Sunday.
Race 1 gets underway, 5:22. IRT, Your Horse, Our Passion Trot, 2,000 metre stand. IRT, of course, sponsors of the great race, the IRT New Zealand Trotting Cup.
Yep, that they are, Darrin. And Crown the Moment's the horse to beat for the Hopes. John Dunn will be doing the steering. His 2 seconds here at Addington Raceway, his last couple of runs have both been excellent behind Bet and Win, who's going to win its share of races for sure, and just got beaten by Sebastian Coe last time. So it's the horse to beat. No certainty, but a big winning chance. Brett's Mate, this team of Kyle Cameron's, is worth following at the moment, and this horse has had 2 starts by the Prez out of Urwald Pegasus. So remember her racing. It's definitely going to win races and could possibly win on Friday night. Good winning chance, I would have thought. Moon Dance has trialled up nicely. This one trained by Matt Purvis, who's, again, a man to follow at this time of the year. Robbie Close doing the steering and beat Sebastian Coe at the trials. So there's a good form line for you after Sebastian Coe won last time. And Penelope Hall, we explained the name of this horse last time. She's a mare that's going to win a maiden too, and she gets a chance again. 3, 7, 1 and 8.
Yeah, Greg, you mentioned there the trials performances, hrnz.co.nz. You can look at all of the trial videos on there, plus the results. One of Andrew Fulks last week, which won, I think paid $12 or $13, Greg, had the light on it at every trial that had been in it. It had a lot of ability. They don't always win fresh up, but I think the ability to have a look at those trials, take your time. Those ones that are trialling and going well at the moment are generally winning in the next couple of weeks.
Yep.
Race number 2 is the first leg of the early quaddie, the Phil and Glennis Kennard Bloodstock Mobile Pace, huge supporters of Addington Raceway at 2,600, 547.
Yep, interesting race, this one. I mean, it's the old scenario. Lizzie Richter pops up again. Probably should be winning this race, but can you trust her? She's won 5. Was just okay last time. Went round Sat Park to lap out. That's probably not her go in life, but I reckon Gemma Thornley will give her every chance. So she's the one to beat. Take my breath away. I'm pretty sure it's going to go around in this one. Talk about videos, Darren. Go back and have a look at her. Never got clear at all. Was absolutely bolting. Earplugs weren't pulled. John Morrison, Fred Scott, team racing well. Terrific to see Take After Me win again last week. And I give it a good chance. Big Mama Morris is racing in superb form. Got her confidence when winning at Rangiora and has gone on with it, including a second behind Finders Keepers last time. And Better With Bling's got a good handy barrier draw, as does Jacka Opa, but I'll go with Better With Bling. I'll give it a good chance in this too. 11, 5, 6 and 3 in the Philip and Glennis Kennard, and it's the first leg of the early quaddie.
Race number 3 is the second leg of that quaddie, XEM Sport Mobile Trot 1980, 6:13. Gee, this is a competitive race, Greg.
It is. I'm going for one that will need a little bit of luck, but gee, she's racing well. TK Megastar, the daughter of Royal Aspirations. She's won 3 of her 17 starts, but she's raced really well here at Addington Raceway, including that last start third behind the flying Bella Button. Yes, she'll need some luck. She follows out Tedesco, but if she gets it, she'll be right in this. So I'll go each way to 10. To beat Spider Moment, Katie Cox will go forward. And she's been racing against the unique over Kansas, Smoke and Bandars and Bella Buttons of this world. So it's a good race for him, rather. And I reckon he'll be in the fight throughout. Madeline Stowe, I'm not sure which race she's going in, but if she's in this one, she'll be competitive. And Sunny Louie is an interesting runner here, has been trialling up okay, including place behind Galway Girl, who came out and won last week. You know what I think of Sunny Louie. I thought he was a class 3-year-old. He got things wrong at the back end of that campaign. He's much, much better than that. And whatever he does on Friday night, he'll improve off, and he's a horse to follow. But 10, 6, 7 and 2, I'll go this time.
James Stormont, of course, stable driver and working down here with Fred Fletcher now. Lethal combination, I'm expecting, Greg, coming up. Race number 4 is the Woodland Stud supporting Our Future Mobile Pace 1980, 6:40. Couple of horses in here, Palatable and Patero, first starters for Michael Ward, bred by the late Trevor Beaton, Greg. Both horses he will be watching down on, I'm sure.
Absolutely, would be Trev, memorable, and Christian Seal. The memorable family's a deep one, so it wouldn't surprise me if they race well. The flashing light was on Ricky May's gold helmet, though, with the finisher. What a run from it last week. Came from miles off them. Amazing Me won the race, but gee, it paced beautifully up the straight. And yeah, I reckon off the front here, it's definitely one you want to have something on. So I'll go for a 6 to beat 11. Kauai Nugget, no luck first up. 2 the second row. It can win this too. You need to have it on your quaddie ticket for sure. Ultimatum is an ultimate machete, the winner of the Sires Stakes Derby. He's a good horse, and his progeny have showed up at the races already. And this horse has trialled really nicely. Glenn Leddy Elvis is out of the Mark Smolensky barn and has shown plenty at the trials, and Ultimatum got close enough to it last time. Zach Butcher takes the reins this week. So first up, good chance. Vatican Green inside second row continues to race well, just needs a little bit of luck. Interesting maiden field. Victor Lustig from the inside's got a chance too. So, yeah, not an easy one, but I'll go each way the finisher, 6, 11, 7, 10.
Race number 5 is the charity luncheon fundraiser supporting mental health charities, Trot 2600 707. Wendy Morrison putting this together at the Papanui Club, Greg, on Matariki Day. $100 a ticket. A lot of that money going to mental health charities within our industry and supporting those people that are doing that. I think there's Mark Purdon, Blair Orange, John Dunn, Samantha Otley all speaking at this function. So either the Papanui Club or Wendy Morrison, or call the Raceway and we'll put you in touch with the right people to get a ticket. A luncheon on Matariki Day, listening to some stories from those guys, probably not the worst thing to fill in a bit of time, Greg.
Exactly, mate. Yeah, it'll be really enlightening. I think Richard Bromley's hosting it, so he'll have all his questions sorted, and you'll learn something. I'll guarantee you that. Went for good luck with that, by the way, to Wendy and the team. Sunshine. I love the way this horse found the line last time. That was in behind Izia last Sunday. There was plenty to like about it. Handy barrier draw. Like it. It'll be double figures or close to it, and if it is, you should have something each way on it. Probably a better top 3, top 4 chance, but I'm giving her some sort of winning chance. Masterclass has come up with a good barrier draw. Trained by Kimberly Butt, has done very little wrong in its limited opportunities thus far. It's just start number 10. Magic Dash was a winner 2 starts back. Just thought it was okay last time behind Galway Girl, but he's better than that. And Harbour Queen was excellent first up. Would only take improvement out of that and should be very competitive. Interesting race. 3, 2, 6, and 7. I'll go though.
Gee, there's not many you can leave out of that race, Greg. They've all got ability, and you look at the bottom one, Benny and the Jets, who's to the eye on his form line looks completely out of form, but we know he's a good horse. He's won here before. So, some of these trotting races proving to be really difficult to pick. Yeah. Race number 6 is the Tyre General Mobile Pace 2600, and this one at 7:36.
Yeah, Vinnie Newman, Alan, huge investors in our sport, and it's great to have their name associated with race number 6. It's going to be Franco Sinatra's race to lose. Look, he's probably going to be in the Derby in December. Yes, he'll have to take on Don't Stop Dreaming and Merlin and those types of horses, but he's progressing the right way. And I had a good chat to Crandall Getty about him, and he said he's got the all-round game. He's going to get better with racing. He was too good for the same sort of class of horse last time, and there's no reason to think that he won't be pretty hard to beat in this. So he should win, Darrin. I really think that. Fernley Blackbird was great first up, was wide on the track, just about painting our outside fence last time, and was pretty brave in third, I thought. So she's got a chance. Evangelist has got a good barrier draw. Put a couple together, and then last time just didn't get things the way that it probably wanted to. Worked a fair bit during the run, so it'll improve off that, I would think. Not necessarily improve, but if it gets a more economical trip, it can definitely be hard to beat in this. And Giselle has been freshened up somewhat, and we know the ability of Giselle, and she races very well here at Addington Raceway. 7, 3, 4, and 5.
Race number 7 is the first leg of the Lake Quaddie Fulks Investments Handicap Pace, 2,600 metres at 8:04. Can't miss the Fulks Investment sign, Greg, on the old semaphore board when you look at the track directly in front of you.
No, they've been with us for a wee while too, and we love their support. It's great to have their name with this race. Race 7, number 7. Deny Everything. Well, he would have been in cup class if he hadn't had all the issues he's had. I think he's had maybe 2 or 3 wind operations, and one of those he got an infection. I was reading on the Mark Jones website. So, yeah, look, beautifully handled by Samantha Otley last time. Yes, there was a bit of luck. The horse in the trail galloped, and she managed to drop down to the trail. But if he is in that sort of form, or the form that saw him win his first 4 or 5 in a row, he can win this. He's no good thing, but he can absolutely win it. American Me is now with the Brent and Tim White stable, and we saw that with Galway Gal, even though he was only at the quasi trainer. They can certainly turn a horse around, and American Me can go close in this if the best one turns up. Jack Tarr's racing really well, second behind the Flying Sweet Bell. Wasn't that great scenes in the winner's circle again last week for the connections? So that's a good form line for this, I believe. And Ted's Legacy if Jim can get away, that's Jim Curtin, with the sectionals that he got away with last time, which I don't think he will be able to, but if it's in front, it'll take some catching. So, I put T's Legacy in there as well. 7, 8, 6 and 2 in the first leg of the Lake Quaddie.
Yeah, the owners of Sweet Bell agree. Good on them. That's what we want to see. We want to see people enjoying it. If you're winning a race, go off your nut, because that's what we want to see. We want to see a bit of excitement. And there's been a few of them doing it lately, Greg, and they love it, Sweet Bell. Race number 8 is the F8 Canterbury Mobile Pace, sponsors, of course, of your owner's card, 2,600 metres, 8:38.
Yep, shouldn't be thinking about any other place to park your car, particularly if you're heading over to the Gold Coast or somewhere like that. They're great supporters of Addington, and they'll certainly look after your vehicle. Obsession, I've tipped her a couple of times now, and it just hasn't panned out. She got nearly knocked over at her first up run and then just got too far back and charged to the line. This is her race to lose for mine. I think she'll be really hard to beat. So I'll go for her. Clearly on top, 8, Obsession, to beat 9, McCrikey, who's racing in great form for the Hopes. Chocoloo, who jumped out of maiden grade and went a very good race behind Dance with the Boss last time, and Maria Alagonda's racing well since she came out of maidens too, and we know her early gate speed, although it'll be a good battle early between her and Glenthorne. Ava Adore can get off the machine too, so it might be a bit interesting early on. 8, 9, 6 and 4.
Race number 9, a new sponsor, Harness Bid, home of Zero's Commissions Handicap Trot, 2,600, 903. Greg, this is part of the Harness Links stable of promotions.
Yep, John Curtin, JC International. They purchased Carla's Pixel last week for about 300,000, so still heavily involved in the purchasing of bloodstock, and this is something new that you're going to be able to get online and have a look at, hence the race name. How do you tip against Bella Button at the moment? Just keeps on winning, so she's now become the winningest horse since the 1st of January with 7 wins. She's going to have to stop at some stage, but it might not be Friday night. She's manners-wise, she's doing everything absolutely right, and she'll take some catching again. I was impressed with Out of My Way last time. Did a power of work and kept on kicking. No reason to think that now that it gets a bit of a start of Bella Button too, that that'll make him pretty hard to beat, I think, Out of My Way. And Blair Orange is aboard, so he'll give him every possible chance. Not that Bob Butt didn't last time. The Bloss was great. Brave as, stepped first. You know what you're going to get from her. And the other one I gave a chance, an interesting run, is Royal Dell. He won on Cup Day, did he not, at long odds? I think it was Royal Dell. And he's more than capable. He's had some trials. James Stormont, again, will do the steering. Yeah, bit to like about him too. 8, 6, 1 and 7. And, of course, we've got the Grand Mare, time up the hill off the long mark. If she gets close enough, she could just go straight past him, Darrin. But, yeah, I'm just thinking maybe not this week.
Bella Button, of course, Greg, she'll be able to chase down the time in a bottle challenge for a mare that's, or for any horse that wins 10 races here at Addington Raceway. John and Sandra Mounts having, you know, a real good time with a couple of their own horses that are about the country at the moment, particularly the Virginia Clowes up north. But they'll be following this with interest, and it's not easy to do to win 10 races in a season, particularly on one course. But Bella Button, gee, she's carved a big hole in that already.
Yeah, I think she's had 4 here. I think it's been 4 wins, so yeah.
Yeah. Race number 10 is the First Direct Taxis Mobile Pace, 2,600, 928.
Right, the one on the last for me is a Hoka LeBron. He comes up with a good barrier draw. Now, Franco Sinatra and he are in the same barn, the Cran and Chrissy Delghetto barn, and I talked to Cran about Hoka LeBron. He said just wants to get everything done very quickly. That's probably why Franco Sinatra is a bit more tractable. Well, he's got the barrier draw to get things done pretty quickly here. If he went straight to the front, gee, he'd be hard to beat. His Ashburton run in the stakes race down there when he was second behind Sharper's Attack was excellent. He worked very hard. I think he'll get the lead reasonably easily here, and I don't see a heck of a lot of challenges, so he's the one to beat for sure. Bryce's medal's been really good in its 4 runs today. Inside second row, follows out Jubilee Rock, who probably should trail, so 3 back the fence, the worst scenario there. Aiming for Glory's racing great, was third behind Beats Flyby, who is at stablemate and was way too good last time, and Jubilee Rock's going to be in the right spot on the markers. So 3, 10, 8 and 1 to wrap up a really interesting program on Friday night.
Yeah, look, it's a beauty. Spectators will be open after the last race as per normal, and again, it will be open on Sunday. And gee, Greg, even though we had a later start on Sunday. And then again, this week we don't start till 12:45. Spectators very busy almost as soon as we open the doors at 11 o'clock. Obviously, we had Cirque du Soleil just over the way last weekend, but it is proving popular on a Sunday. Ken Barron, Tolliman Lodge with a big team in there as well. So it's going to be exciting. As I say, Sunday gets underway 12:45, an 8-race program, the last race at 4:14. And you're going to have a look at that Quaddie, which begins at 2:46 on race 5 for us, Greg.
Yeah, I reckon last Sunday the most impressive win of the day was Winnie's Back, who you mentioned earlier on, of Andrew Fawkes by Franco Ledger. He's left one here, I think. I think we're going to see a horse win quite a few races through this first campaign. So Winnie's Back's the one to follow from last week. But let's get into this Quaddie. 148 the first leg. Style Council, one of Kyle Cameron's, racing really well. Second behind Arizona Wildcat. In off the front here, really hard to beat. Klaus was great in that same race. I definitely want to have it on my Quaddie ticket. And Sweet Cocoa, I've narrowed it down to just 3. And, leaving out Champagne and Wine Major Memphis Willison, who we haven't seen for ages and has been a trial winner. But I'll just go to 3 in the first leg, Darrin. 148. Second leg, I'm going to put Tom Brady in here. Didn't have any luck last time, of course, with Matt Purvis these days. I reckon off the front. And I think does it come off the Unruly? I think it may have. To get it, yeah, it does. To get into the area, which I think is really good. So that gives it a good chance. Also like Tarapa and Benny and the Jets. It's in on Friday, as it isn't on Sunday. Half hobbles go on. Now this horse has way more ability than its record would suggest. It's because it's been galloping. Depending on what happens Friday night, you definitely want to have it, I reckon, on your Quaddie ticket. To the third leg, Ain't No Angel, definite winning chance, straight flush. Go on its second 2 starts back, and Executive Banners racing in really good form. So 1, 5 and 6. And to the last lead, Darrin, I just went with 2 here. Smokin' Annie, great barrier draw for her. Sucker run on the fence, big winning chance. And Chance on Me, who was second behind Ben Shura, is another with a very good winning chance in the last. We've got so far 3 out of 4 in the late Quaddie each time. We're going to get one eventually, Darrin, but hopefully we've helped you out because they're not easy ones to grab on the Sundays, but a little bit of advice like that, stick in the other ones you like, and you might get yourself a share of that Quaddie.
Klaus was home in just over 55 seconds, I think, on Sunday last week. He's been out of form, so just watching that Stride Master data, as we said, hrnz.co.nz for all your trial form. And Greg, of course, Trots Talk on a Sunday on SEN. 1260 in Canterbury, but find that on your dials or look up your local frequency for that. But pretty much
download the app.
Download the app. Pretty much the trainers' previews and some really interesting and frank discussions about some of their opportunities on the day. So all the forms available to you. We're going to leave you with Barry White winning on Precious Bell, one of his wins in the New Zealand Amateur Drivers' Championship. Perhaps doesn't get as flamboyant in his celebrations as his son Adam White, who was present on course to watch Dad win the championship, but he was very proud to do it, Barry, and it was good to see. It was a good win, Greg, and they're good people. So let's leave you with that on the way out. Enjoy your 2 race meetings this week, and hopefully you're back a winner.
Sticking on Charge Fury, Judgment Bay runs on wider, and then came Precious Bell, who's descending wider. Motormouth got a gap up the far side. Judgment Bay hit the lead, a half a length away. Precious Bell, Motormouth charging up the inside. Judgment Bay, Precious Bell, Barry White, he's going to do it again here. Precious Bell won it. Precious Bell, a half a length, will beat Judgment Bay. Third in Motormouth, and fourth to go by was Better With Bling, then Shards Fury. Bondi Luster. Next in was Carrera Lucia from 4-star Shiraz Bolzano, and Mark Dunnett was pulled up. Oh, Barry White gets himself maximum points here once again with Precious Bell.